Despite Brexit, many EU citizens are still living in the UK. Now the question is, can EU citizens still can invite their family member to come and join to the UK under EU law? Well, technically, if you satisfy certain requirement, you can still invite your family member who is eligible family member to come and join to the UK under EU settlement scheme instead of EU law. These EU family member, your child who is under 21, if it is over 21, he or she has to be dependent. Your parents and spouse and the stepchildren or your spouse parents means father-in-law. So if you are a non-EU citizen, if you are a family member, if you are a wife or husband of a EU national, you can invite your parents too to come and join to the UK. Your grandparents, great grandparents, your grandchild. So in the ascending line and descending line, both if it is under 21, they can come to the UK. If it is over 21, they have to be dependent. Your parents, of course, they have to be dependent. So you need to satisfy certain requirement of dependency. What you need to satisfy if you want to exercise this right is that your relationship has begun prior to 31st December 2022. So if you get married or if your relationship began prior to 31st December 2022, so in that case, for example, durable partner, where you can invite them to come to the UK join with you. If you married prior to 2020, of course your relationship you need to establish by the marriage certificate, and date of at the marriage certificate is the proof that when your relationship began. If your child born prior to 31st December 2022, and even if the child is born after 31st December 2022, you can also invite them to join in the UK under EU settlement scheme, which is EU dual agreement, same as EU as family permit instead of EU family permit. Now, only the requirement is you have to be a qualified person, means you must have pre-settled status. You don't need to be even settled status. If you have a pre-settled status and you are, that means you are qualified under EU settlement scheme, and your eligible family member can come and join with you. You need to establish your relationship, which is mainly most of the EU nationals' parents, where they're born in long before, so there is no question about relationship, so you can invite them. If you want to apply for your parents, then you need to satisfy the relationship with your parents, that is marriage certificate or DNA test. If you want to and you need to also establish they are dependent on you, so financial evidence such as money receipt, bank statement, which is an evidence of financial dependency. The other thing, if you want to apply for your father-in-law or mother-in-law, or if you are a EU family member, for example, you are a husband or wife, where you are a non-EU nationals, you can bring your parents. If your parents is, you can establish they are dependent on your husband who is a EU nationals. Again, you need to establish the relationship, so marriage certificate with your EU, husband or wife, EU nationals, and your relationship with your parents, which is the birth certificate you need to establish. So you double in a relationship with you, your husband, and with your parents. And then you need to establish that your parents is dependent on your husband, which they can't be dependent on you because you are not the sponsor. Your husband is the sponsor. So there are some explanation you can give, because where you can send money to by yourself rather than husband, that my husband is busy, so I will send money, but this money come from my husband pocket or income. So this is some explanation where as a matter of fact, if if you have, and if you are a EU national, so you can bring your children, as I said. But if you are a family member of EU national, if you have any stepchildren or a stepchild left behind in your back home, you can bring them also under EU settlement scheme. Now, EU settlement scheme will run up to 2025, and this is very generous scheme. Still, many EU citizens can exercise most of their right who came in the UK before 31st December 2020 and established their right, got pre-settled status. These citizens still can, and the family member of the citizen still can sponsor their family member to come to the UK. So if you need any help, please feel free to contact with us, or if you have any question, you can contact the number appear on the bottom of the screen. You can call to our office, and we'll happy to help you or provide any information if you need further. Thank you very much, all of you, today.